Today's challenge is this picture right here with requirements being summer, beach, and sunset inspired. So I did go and prep these nails before starting. I buffed them and primed them, and now I am applying a base coat from BornPretty just to give them extra strength, thickness, and also to get that sticky layer to make it easier to paint them. I make sure that everything's fine, that they don't have any bubbles or anything, imperfections, and then I turn them around and cure them. So we're going to be trying out Saviland's painting gels. I have never worked with them before, so this is going to be new. I'm not quite sure what to expect from it, but they are pretty kind of opaque. I kind of like the coverage. They are a little bit hard to spread, but I do love the coverage, and it really gives you like a really thin layer so it doesn't add any thickness to the nail. I think this is gonna be ideal to really make the set that I wanted to try to make today. So right now I am painting half of the nail in hopes to do an ombre with the two colors that you see at the top. This one, even though it kind of looks like a hot pink, it is more of a rose coral kind of color. It does have an orange tint to it that you can't really see. Same goes with the other color. It looks blue, but I swear to God, it's a beautiful shimmery purple. This one is definitely a lot more sheer than the pink and doesn't cover as well. So I know right from that moment that it's going to be very hard to do an ombre. And I'm actually debating like if I'm just gonna try and mix them together. Like I was gonna cure them and then do an ombre over, but I'm gonna attempt to mix them together to see like what I can get. And right there I can see like it actually is very hard to mix together. So I'm just gonna go and do the striping that I wanted to do, like so it's kind of like a night sky sunset kind of streakiness. I want the streakiness in there, like just so that it looks like a painted look. It is intended, but right from this moment I know that I'm going to have a lot of trouble doing the ombre on the other nails that are supposed to be smoother. I just want to say this is actually really hard to do a voiceover. This is my first attempt, okay? I need practice, I guess, to get a little bit better, but yeah, I'm just going to continue this method because these two nails are supposed to be basically a painting kind of effect, so I'm going to use that to my advantage. The streakiness is going to actually look and feel really natural and beautiful. So yeah, I'm just using a longer haired brush for this because the other one I was hitting the sides a lot, and this one I'm going to attempt to smooth it as best as possible, but you can see right there it's not working. These paints are really great for coverage, but for ombre, oh hell no. I'm regretting this decision right there. I'm actually thinking like, ooh, should I switch up with like other gel? But I wanted the same color scheme, so I'm just like, okay, let's just go with it and just try, and that's what you're seeing me do. I'm just trying everything I can, and then I just get tired and just wipe it because it's just not going good. So I'm just going to paint the nail and I think ombre over it and just try to get something done that way, because and this one I'm gonna try another method and like see if curing half and half works. So now that I've cured, I'm going to be applying a second coat where I see that their coverage is not perfect, which is perfectly fine. I'm actually surprised on how well they cover. It's kind of normal to apply a second coat just to make sure of the opacity, especially on clear nails. And I'm going to be attempting my half and half kind of ombre nail to see if I can blend the purple into the pink. But with this paintbrush, it is literally picking up all of the paint. I really wasn't expecting this. It's kind of weird. Like I said, I've never worked with these gels before, so all of this is just basically trial and error. So really not liking the results at all. So I'm just gonna wipe it and try to figure something else out. So we're gonna be trying some blooming gel from Saviland and see if that's going to help make it more runny and smoother, and hopefully kind of blend the colors together. I mean, that technically that's what blooming gel should be doing. So I've never tried this method before, and I'm kind of a little surprised at the results. I mean, I'm still using my normal kind of left to right method with a small liner brush. That's how usually I do my ombre. It works great when you have like runny gels, like normal gel polishes. With the painting gels, it's kind of not mixing so well, but I'm gonna let it sit and see if the blooming gel is going to mix in the colors more as they sit. And I'm going to be trying this one and just applying a little bit more over the top and just see if I can get like the same kind of results as the other nail. Like I said, this is just trial and error. We're just gonna try to see how these gels work and what we can do with them. But yeah, I'm really regretting this decision. I'm really kind of considering maybe next time using just normal gel polishes. So we'll go ahead and cure it, and I'm going to be applying a second coat of blooming gel and attempting to ombre it even more to give it a like the best ombre that I possibly can with what I have. I know that at this point I should have just given up, but I'm not somebody who gives up easily. I don't know why I'm so pig-headed, but I don't know. I feel like sometimes it's like when I encounter a problem, I just need to persist and just try to find a solution, even though like it would have been just so easy to just kind of like, yeah, let's just apply gel polish over it and just mix it normal. But surprisingly, the blooming gel actually pulled through. I mean, the ombre is not perfect, but it does do a cool like looking ombre. It does smooth out. So I'm kind of happy that I did try it. Now I know. I think that the blooming gel was a good add, but the painting gels are just not intended to mix together. They really are intended to be painting, you know. So I mean, they are good for what they're intended to do. I'm just using them a different way. So now we're gonna be sugaring this nail, even though I know that usually you should be sugaring nails at the end, but I just wanted to kind of like step away from the ombre for a little bit, and I kind of wanted to keep the painting for the last thing I do. Unfortunately, I went through all of my glitter trying to find a glitter that matched perfectly the kind of rosé coral, but the coral that I had in the glitter was a little more yellow orange kind of reflection. So in the light, as you can see, it really doesn't look the same. I'm kind of disappointed. I think it would have been good to have like a more silver reflection in there. So I'm kind of sad about that, but I mean, it still turned out great. So now we're going to be going ahead and starting this sunset beach kind of tropical look. I know it's a very cliche look. I feel like everybody has done that, but I don't know why. It's still one of my favorites. I love when people come up to me and they say, I want like beach tropical palm tree nails. I'm like, yes. I'm kind of wondering, that's probably why, because this is a design that my husband gave me. I asked him to give me a challenge. I'm like, you pick the next design that I do, and he just ended up giving me the picture that you saw at the beginning, and he's like, okay, do this. And I'm like, that? I'm like, I was actually hoping that you were gonna give me like a challenging picture or something, not a simple just design. And he's like, no, well, he's like just get inspired from that. And he's like, I just wanted like a beach summer nails, like with a sunset. He's like, I'm pretty sure you could do something cool. So I'm like, yeah, a challenge. Like, that's a cool idea. I actually really like that idea. So that's why I came up with this video series, because it is going to be a video series, because I actually went up to one of my friends and then I told her, hey, pick my next design. And she was like, okay. And she gave me a design, and yeah, so there's going to be more coming up. And you know what, guys, I am offering you to also, if you have any designs that you want me to do, go ahead and just send me. I'm not sure how, because right now my Instagram is disabled. Why? I don't know, because Instagram decided to disable my account. Even though I have never done anything on it. So I am hopefully going to be, I appealed, and hopefully I'm going to try to get it back, but I would be really kind of sad if they delete my account before I end up doing anything on it. That would be kind of weird. But yeah, I'm hoping that eventually I can get my Instagram back and be able to get you guys to DM me through there, and that we can get some like of this challenge going. And also, if you are like a nail tech, or even if you're not a nail tech and you just are like a nail addict and you love doing nail stuff, if you want to attempt this challenge, so all you got to do is just use the picture, the original picture, as a baseline, and to use like the requirements as like part of your set. So like this one is beach, summer, sunset. So that's all you got to do. Like, you just do the challenge. That would be so amazing. Tag me in it, and just like, I would love to see what you guys come up with. But yeah, I'm just kind of trying to do this voiceover as best as I can, so I end up, I know, always talking and just kind of getting off subject. And back to what I'm doing here. As you can see, I'm just trying my best to paint some clouds, make the sky as realistic as I can. But I'm saying realistic, but no, I'm kind of lying. I want it to look like a painting. That's my intention, because I feel like with my years of experience, that what's actually looks the best on nails is when you intentionally try to make it look like paintings. Having paint strokes and everything actually makes them look better, because then it doesn't look like it's just a foil or a sticker. It actually looks hand painted, and people are a lot more amazed by that. My clients always say that they receive the most compliments from nails that are hand painted and clearly hand painted, and people are like, wow, like is that hand painted? And they're like, yeah. And that's why it's like, I feel like you just need to go with it, even if you think like, oh my, it doesn't look really realistic or anything. No, but that's the point. Like, you like making it look like a painting is actually what makes it amazing, because it's easy to stick a sticker on it, it's easy to stick a foil on it. That's not impressive. What is impressive is the fact that you take your time and actually hand paint it. So, and to be honest with you, I think that kind of is what brought me to nails in the first place. Is I've always loved art. Art has always been my passion. I love drawing. And when I was like, wow, like I could literally be artistic for a living by doing nails. And I mean, every time I went to some nail place and I was like, I want a really cool design, every time I was like, that's your design? Oh, okay. So as a nail tech, I was like, nah, I don't want to just do nails. I want to be a nail artist. That is my goal. I want like my artistic abilities to be something that, you know, I'm recognized for. So I've always kind of just tried to, I mean, I kind of self-thought in some kind of way, like on the design part. Every course or every kind of how-to that I've ever kind of did throughout my years never really brought me what I wanted. So I really kind of used my intuition, I guess, to just try and do things. I would use my mom a lot as my subject and just try like drawing things on her all the time, and she loved it. So it's like, what I'm basically trying to say is, don't let technique be something that stops you. Just do it. I'm really telling you, as like, if you like art and you love doing artistic nails, just go and try it. And of course, you're never going to be satisfied with your work. I think that is kind of normal, and it's just as you do it and you start getting some sort of recognition from other people, you will start to build a little more confidence. But even to this day, I am still not confident about my work. But yeah, like even this set, I see so many errors, so many things that I would have done differently. And yeah, but I mean, it doesn't matter. It's just What's important is that you do it and you try it and you have fun doing it. Okay, enough with the blabbering on about things that are not, like, even though it kind of has to do with this, but now we're going to be attempting the shadow. I don't know what you call it, there's a word for it, but basically like the blackout, you know, the what is supposed to be like in the shadows or whatever. And I think that is like so simple. And what is great about painting like that and everything is that even though if you're shaky and you're not confident or whatever, these little kind of like wobbly lines, or I don't know how to say it, but it's like it actually makes it look more natural, because if you look in nature, nothing is a straight line. So like I just kind of go with it. I don't even kind of let that stop me. I just go and just draw, and I feel like that actually ends up like always being better. So I'm just going to be kind of freehanding a palm tree, just doing little strokes and everything. Palm trees are actually super easy to do. That is like, you think it's hard, but it's actually, once you know how to do them, it's just like so easy, and it looks just so good. Like just adding the palm tree really kind of all of a sudden turns the whole nail into like, yeah, beach, you know? Like I don't know, but yeah. And it's just I'm giving a little like grass strokes, so, and just kind of like maybe some little birds here and there, just to give it a little kind of more landscape feel. And now we're gonna be doing the second nail. Just again drawing another palm tree, just try to make it different this time around, probably going for a bigger one that covers more, since this like sky is less charged than the other one has the sun and everything. So this one we're going to be using the palm tree more to cover the nails, so the palm tree is going to be more of the main aspect, as the other one is more of the sky. Just kind of trying to diversify the nails from one another, and again just kind of continuing with the same technique with the leaves and palm trees, though right there I'm kind of going too thick with the paint, and I'm kind of noticing that it's actually running together. I was actually didn't think the black is actually more runny than some of the other painting gels, so I was a little bit disappointed with the black. I was really kind of hoping a really thicker kind of consistency, but yeah, so they're kind of like the little strokes that I'm doing are kind of blending in together. So I'm going to be using the dotting tool to go in and separate the leaves again. That's actually a really good technique if ever you make a mistake before you cure the nail, when the gel is still like uncured. You basically can take the dotting tool, a really great tool, and just kind of scratch off the paint, and you can kind of direct it back to where you want it, because it really kind of removes like the stickiness away, so it doesn't usually run back. Like because if your gel is runny, I'm trying to explain this as best as I can, but what I'm trying to explain is that when your gel is runny, even if you take your paintbrush and you separate it, it's going to run back together because the tackiness is still there. But by using the dotting tool, you are separating it, and it usually stays separated long enough for you to cure it that way and keep your design. So yeah, that's a little trick. Now I'm gonna be attempting to do the writing. At this point, I really feel like writing, I have a Cricut, and I feel like if I would have planned this ahead more, I would have done the writing with the Cricut and just kind of done kind of sticker, but I figured, you know what, let's try to do it. I am not the greatest at writing to begin with, but yeah, I mean, we're gonna do one word at a time, and it's gonna help. So while I'm waiting for that to cure that word, I'm just gonna start drawing the palm leaves on that nail. And now that it's cured, I'm gonna go back and try to do the beach. Yeah, the spacing, I did the sunset way too low, which gave me so little space to do the beach. So basically I just wipe it off and start over and move it as far to the left as possible, which gave me just enough room. And I had to make the beach maybe a little bit smaller than I wanted to begin with, but yeah, it turned out fine. We can read it. That's what's important. We can read it. And now we're gonna cure it, and we're gonna go back to the other nail that I started, and we're just gonna be doing like 2 big palm leaves as best as I can. But like I said, with the black, it was really kind of hard to really give precise definition because it was really kind of just leaking back together. I don't know what is the, I think runny is the word, but it just kind of seems weird saying running back together. You get my point? So yeah, but you know, just using the dotting tool, like I told you, we just add more definition back into it. I feel bad bashing the black. It's just not what I was expecting for the black, because the black to me is like the most important gel of them all, to be honest with you. The other colors could easily be kind of not omitted, but you know, like the white and the black are like the number one, like most important one. So I was kind of disappointed for the black to act exactly like a normal gel polish. Just kind of, I wanted it to be like the pink. So now that it's cured, we're just gonna go ahead and add some matte top coat from BornPretty. And at this moment, I am actually kind of kicking myself in the bottom very hard, because the matte coat is actually smudging the black and kind of making the nails dull, like not just matte but like dulling them down because of the black. The black kind of bled in, and I was like, oh damn, I should have just put a regular shiny top coat, but it still ended up looking good. Just disappointed that it really dimmed down the colors, but voila, that's what it looks like, guys. I'm actually really happy how it turned out. So how did I do, guys? Did I nail the challenge? Let me know in the comments down below. And like I said, you can join in on the challenge either by trying it yourself or from giving me other suggestions. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.